Hello everyone, today I'm going to be using this Harbor Freight tire changer to swap out tires on my truck. I've already done 3 of them. I figured I'd make a video about the last one. I'm going to be changing out these crappy, basically car tires that came on my 2012 Tacoma and are finally worn out with these much better looking actual truck tires over here. The first step to do that is you've got to let the air out of the tire. So the easiest way to do that is to remove the valve core. That will let the tire breathe while we are braking the bead. Now, in order to take the valve core out, you need one of these little valve core removal tools. It just screws down in there and you screw out your valve core. The air will start hissing out a little bit. Once the core is all the way out, it will start hissing a lot more. Just gotta grab the core and be careful it doesn't blow all over the place. You don't lose it. I'm just going to set it over here for the time being, and then the air will come out of the tire. So now that all of the air is out, it's done making noise, you want to break the bead. That's the part of the tire that sticks on the rim and holds the air in. This thing does come with a bead breaker, so you want to pull it out and stick this in it for leverage. Depending on the height of your tire changer, you may want to raise the tire off the ground a little bit. I have mine just sitting on a pallet. And you take the metal piece and stick it right between the rim and the tire. I step on the tire to give it a little bit of support, and you just push down with all your weight and the bead will pop off. You line it up, you push down, and the bead will pop off. I think this side's all the way off, and just push down with my foot to make sure. And yeah, the tire is good and separated from the rim. And now you're going to want to do the same thing to the other side. Flip the tire over and break the bead on that side. Get this out of the way. Flip the tire over. Line it back up. Sometimes the second side is easier, sometimes the second side is harder. Let's see how this one goes. Starting to come off. This one's going to be a little more difficult. I'm probably going to have to rotate it around a couple of times and just slowly push it down a little bit at a time, but it will come off. There we go. Now that it's starting to break, I should have an easier time getting it off the rest of the tire. There we go, it's off. So now that we've got it up on the tire changer, it's time to get the old tire off the rim. And this is usually about the time that people in the other videos start having trouble. They'll be sitting here working on the tire and not really accomplishing anything. Usually that's for one of 2 reasons. First is because they have this thing attached to a pallet or a 2x4 piece of plywood, something like that, not anchored into the ground. So then they're just sitting there fighting themselves, trying to keep the thing level while they work on the tire. You really have to have this anchored to something heavy and permanent. I've got it attached to about 180 pounds, 2 bags of cement, buried 30 inches in the ground, and it is not going anywhere. The other thing that they could be having problems with, and I see them not doing, is they're not using what's called the drop zone in the rim. That's every rim has this part here that's pushed in more than the other part of the rim is. What you want to do is keep the side of the tire you're not working on pushed into that drop zone. That gives you more room to take it off the rim. So first you I'm going to start over here. You put your little end in here, you push this end down, and you pull up just like that, nice and easy. The tire comes off the rim, then you just pull this around. And the first part of the tire is off. So now that the first half of it is off, you're going to want to do pretty much the same thing. You're going to pull the tire up, put half of it into that drop zone, and take the other half, put this down in here until you can grab it, lift it up, and sort of pull it over the rim. Make sure you keep that in the drop zone. There you go. And go around again. Voila! Tire's off the rim. So now we get our new tire here that we're going to mount on the rim. And you set it on top. Push as much of it on the rim as you can. You need to get it about halfway just by doing that. Then you make sure the one side is in the drop zone here. That's very important. And you start using this bar to just pry it over the metal little by little. And should go without too much trouble. Keep a knee on it to stop this part from coming back off. And there, it's almost on. Alternate one side, then the other side, and just pry it on little by little. Looks like one more ought to do it. Actually, there I can just push it on. There's one side on. The other side, you're going to repeat, do the exact same thing. Push it on part way as much as you can. And then this is going on easily. And start prying it with the tool. Again, put a knee over here. Keep this side in the drop zone. And just keep working with it. Actually, shouldn't be very hard or take very long if you're doing it properly. You might want to use a hand to stop it from coming up where you've already put it down, but you just keep prying it. I've almost got that on. And this should be able to push down. Yep, there we go. It's on. Our tire on the rim, it's just hanging loose and floppy, so let's get our bead seated. That'll seal it up and let it fill with air and get nice and poofy. First thing you want to do is put your valve core back in. Some people like to seat the bead with the valve core out. Unfortunately, I cannot do that because my inflator requires there to be a valve core in the tire to actually work. Then you get your some sort of high pressure air source. I'm using an air compressor. If all goes well, I should be able to connect this up, pull the trigger, and the tire should seat against the rim. There we go. It looks like it's going to go. If it keeps leaking out, you might just want to push it, knee it, do whatever you can to get it to seal up, and then you just start filling it with air and you'll hear it pop. One pop. The other side is not on yet, but that should pop shortly. There we go. And then you just fill the tire up the rest of the way. So getting these 4 tires mounted and balanced in a shop would be somewhere between 15 and 20 bucks a tire. So we'll say 60 to 80 bucks for the whole set. Doing it this way, this tire changer cost about 36 bucks after the 20% off coupon at Harbor Freight. I will have to have them professionally balanced, but Costco will balance 4 tires for $20. So even doing just this one set of 4 tires, I have still saved money, and this tire changer is basically free at this point because it's paid for itself. So any more tires I do, I will be money ahead. Thanks for watching.